Hey, we're back. We're doing stuff. I'm Jeremy Green of the Sportsocracy, ESPN Radio Asheville. Man, it is good to say ESPN Radio Asheville. Because I haven't said that in
I
it feels
do
like a
My
baby's got a
no,
sensitive stomach.
no,
Have you
no.
tried Hill's Science Diet, sensitive stomach and skin?
Stupid. You do have to stop it. I'm joined by armchair commentary, David Smith. Dave, how are you?
I'm hanging in, man. I'm better than you guys, I think. On the whole, we're safe up here. I'm so glad that you guys are doing all right. We went live on Great North Sports last week to try to get some people some fantasy info, but the people have missed you. I've got my sucking ears jersey on for old Tanker here. So we're appreciating the work that you guys are doing, and yeah, I'm happy to have you back, happy to be back, and ready to talk some fantasy football because God, we need it. We
Yes,
need it.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have sportsed way little in the last. I don't. To be honest with you, if the Jets weren't playing right now, I wouldn't even know what day it was.
It's pretty brutal. But that's why we're here. We're here to talk about some fantasy football. Luckily, we don't have to talk about this Jets game.
Hey,
We don't
they
have
just
to.
scored going into the half, so
It's useful.
well, I mean, look, when Justin Jefferson catches a flag on every single play of a drive, it's not that hard to score. Just throwing that out there.
He's a grown man.
He
He's
is
such a
he
grown
is very
man.
difficult to cover. But I will also say, I did see that look in Sammy D's eyes. So I mean, I'm not saying that I've been 100% accurate on Sam Darnold, but I did see that look of, hey, that thing I wanted to do is not there. Fall down, play dead.
Yeah, yeah. MVT Stephen Chow says they're not playing, but they are on TV, and
Uh,
that couldn't be further from the truth.
yes.
Yeah, they're there. They're there. They're present. They're in London. I don't know if Robert Sala knows what country he's in.
Robert Sala never knows what country he's in. But before we get into fantasy football and get your fantasy football questions out there in the chat, before we get into that, I do want to throw out some schedule things. All right, so we're running wall to wall flood coverage here of Helene in Asheville. I'm doing nights 3 to 10 or 3 to 11, excuse me. So obviously, with that, it's rather difficult for me to get back to doing sportsy things. Starting tomorrow or day after tomorrow, Tuesday, I will be running middays on Star 104.3, our sister station. And my hope is that I'm able to do some football things in the mornings. So that's literally about the only time I have at this point until the schedule changes, and I don't know exactly when that's going to be.
And I'm live Wednesdays in the evening, doing whatever we can to help offset and get everybody settled. But NHL is back, so we'll be talking hockey, we'll be talking football, baseball playoffs on Great North Sports. But you guys have look, what are you supposed to do? You got to try to get back to a little bit of normal, but it is tough out there. It's real tough.
It is. Thankfully, we have a fantastic team at iHeart that's been there for us every step. I've seen more people that work for iHeart in the last week than I had seen in the previous 5 years.
Yeah.
So it's been the response has been amazing. Thank you to everyone that has donated, that has called in, that has sent me messages, that has the response has been absolutely overwhelming. I'm seeing a couple questions for Battle for the Belt, so I do need to update that. All right, so Tank and I made we made a show decision of so many people that are in Battle for the Belt are not able to get to internet right now. And they have just, frankly, and I mean, it's the nicest way I can say it, they got bigger fish to fry.
Absolutely.
So here's what we're going to do. As of right now, it looks like Western North Carolina should be almost back in terms of a cell phone signal and internet and all those things sometime this week. I mean, we still got places that don't have power. We got places that don't have water. My water is even spotty. I'm showering in it, but if I start to glow, then just know that might be why. They told us to boil it. I don't know how in the hell you're supposed to boil enough water to shower, but I have showered. So I did. Hopefully that's okay. So what we're going to do for Battle for the Belt is the next 2 weeks. So week 6 and week 7, the top 2 scorers will advance to the finals. It's not a beautiful solution. It's not the best solution. It's just the only one we have because we have so many people here that have, as I said, no internet and they have other things going on. So that'll give me the ability to put it out on Tuesday or Wednesday, whichever day, which is the goal. And then we've just had other things happening for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, for sure.
And that will be the solution for Battle for the Belt. If you have already submitted a weekly donation for this week, that will carry to next week. That will carry to week 7. If you did it last week, it will carry to next week, or however you want to do it. Frankly, at this point, we just want to get back to some form of normal. That's the reason we're doing this. I have talked nothing but Helene coverage for a week and a half, and I'm about to lose my mind. It's just not my wheelhouse.
No.
So I needed a little bit of normal, and my normal is being right here on Sunday mornings with you guys.
Absolutely.
So if you guys would like to share this out, let anybody know that we're here. I have my Wi-Fi is just about good enough to keep me on this screen, so I can't really do much outside of that. But if you'd like to share it and all those things, we greatly appreciate that. So, David, I start with actual football questions. Your DFS play of the day is who?
Oh, so I have been racking my brain around this for a while, and I can't get away from Jordan Love.
You and I are in the same boat. We just have a different player from that team.
You got well. I did my Jordan Love, Jaden Reed stack, and that's kind of where I've been stuck. And I assume that you're moving on running back, or are you on the tight end side?
I am on the tight end side with Tucker Craft.
I
Now,
love the
look,
Tucker
Jaden
Craft
Reed
play.
was the name I was actually going to say of my MVP
Yeah,
because this week you have no Romeo Dobbs, you have
no
no
Dobbs.
Christian Watson. It's
Nope.
just Dontavian Wicks and Jaden Reed. And frankly, if you wanted to play them both, I wouldn't tell you that was wrong.
It to me, it's the so if you're looking down the quarterback matchups from a DFS perspective, Josh Allen is going to be fine, but he's expensive. Lamar is expensive. CJ Stroud is interesting, but he's not doing enough at that price point for me to want to do that. Although I do think he's going to feed Stephon Diggs today. Jaden Daniels
You're
will be the
playing into the
chalk.
revenge game narrative.
I'm playing into the they're going to get him the ball narrative. I don't think it's going to be all of the plays, but they're going to get him. I think a tutty is safe. I think a tutty is safe. Nico Collins is the one there,
No doubt.
right? It's not even a little bit close.
I
But
do
I
think
think
it's
they'll.
funny how many people were worried about Nico Collins, and literally nothing has changed.
No, not a thing. He's his guy. Jaden Daniels, Kyler Murray are both chalky plays. I think you'll see a lot of people going both of those directions. I love what Jaden Daniels is doing. I don't think it's enough fantasy wise this week at 6,800, and then we get to to Jordan Love, and at 6,500 against what is left of the LA Rams. I have a hard time getting away from it. I like it. Geno Smith is another nice play. Um, Quarterback is bereft for good plays. The Joe Flacco. Are you in on the Flacco today?
Not really.
5,500.
I mean, he's cheap, yes, but all right. So, walk me through that. Tell me how Joe Flacco becomes a usable fantasy piece today,
Uh, uh,
and without saying how cheap he is.
Jacksonville.
Okay,
Jacksonville's
Jacksonville's
awful.
not good, but who's going to
No,
get the ball?
Pittman.
I've never really loved the fit of Joe Flacco with Michael Pittman because this is not what he does.
No,
But Flacco's got a big arm and he loves hitting guys deep. If I'm playing Joe Flacco, I'm playing him with
it's
Alec
Josh
Pierce.
Downs. You're playing on Pierce, not
I'm
Downs.
playing him with Alec Pierce. Alec Pierce has been the better deep ball receiver.
If you play Flacco and Pierce, you've got plenty left in the tank. That's 4,900 for Pierce, 5,500 for Flacco, and then you can pay up for like Kyron Williams at running back, which I don't love. Are you out on the Trey Sermon side of that game as well?
I am. Look. You know how I feel about Trey Sermon. I just don't think he's very good at football. So,
You not.
I mean, for me, there's enough running backs this week. I don't have to do that in any way.
It's so difficult for me to get away from it. I feel like this is how I felt last week when I mentioned that I love the Buccaneers against the Eagles, and everybody looked at me like I was nuts, and then they dog walked them. So
That's because that's what they do.
yes, yeah, it
They
is.
they 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 let you down when you believe in them, and they surprise you when you have buried them.
Yeah,
It's them in a nutshell.
yeah. I don't hate it. It's not my play. I have some shares of Flacco, but they are dart throws. I'm not expecting them to be big cash lineups.
Running back today, do you? Am I the only one that has two running backs I keep looking at going, I can't stop doing this?
I have a hard time at running back today. Kenny Walker is one of them. I love Kenny
Wait,
Walker.
well, wait, you said you're having a hard time at running back today?
Yeah, because I don't know where I want to put. I don't know where I want to spend the money on, and that's where I'm struggling right now. I love Kenny Walker today. Um, I
All right, I'm going to
enjoy.
say two names, and you tell me how on God's green earth the team they're playing is going to stop them.
Yep.
Derrick Henry.
Well, you can't.
I mean, people
Can't
are
stop him.
talking about McKinley, Jackson, and Miles Murphy coming back, and that's going to be enough to. You understand? Neither of those guys are good against the run, right?
Yeah, Derrick Henry is going to eat. He's just $7,800.
Yeah, I mean,
He
it's
is.
fine.
He is the chalk. He is the chalk.
It's fine. He had 39 in his last game. He had 33 and a half the game before that. And I think that's his floor.
I know.
He is going
I
to
know.
eviscerate the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, I'm not going to tell you the Bengals don't win this game because I don't know. I am avoiding that game in terms of betting it like grim death.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
All right, that's my first one. Then you said, oh, the money, and I get it. All right, so what if I had a running back that's going to save you a little cheddar, and he's playing what might be the worst run defense I've ever seen in my life?
All right, go ahead.
DeAndre Swift. Carolina Panthers are terrible against the run.
They are real bad. They're
Terrible.
real bad.
Awful against the run. And
Yeah, they
Swift actually had a, I don't know, competent week last week against another bad run defense in the LA Rams.
Gee, I know you don't know this off the top of your head because you've been buried in mud and rocks. Do you know what Derrick Henry's ownership percentage is listed at?
Projected
at? Yeah.
If it's not 30%, I need somebody to explain to me why.
Not even close. He's not the number one projected owned running back.
That's insane.
Want to take a stab at who RotoWire has opted to put as the 1 and the 2?
Yeah, we're talking in projected ownership here, right?
Yes.
I'm trying to. All right, so this is where I'm going to have to lean on you today.
Yeah.
Because I have seen nothing from anybody but what came out of my own head.
Yeah.
And I'm struggling to see how the two that I said aren't 1-2. Now, is Cam Akers up there really high?
No. Nope. It's too expensive, guys. It's Kyron Williams and Jordan Mason's number 1.
Jordan
Mason.
That makes a lot of sense because Arizona's bad against the run.
I don't love paying that price for Jordan Mason. If I'm going to pay that price, I'm going to get Derrick Henry.
I agree.
If you're going to pay up for the running back, and it's not saying that, look, Jordan Mason's $7,400. Is he going to score points? Probably. They're saying that his value's around 28 points. That's where they figure he's going to score. I think that they have Henry projected at 25. I think that's low. Swift isn't even in the conversation here, which is kind of crazy. Swift is at like 11%, which will probably, so when you look at the percentages, just so you're aware, they usually like parse down. It's usually like projected at 11 will be somewhere like 5 or 6, maybe 7%. Some contests will be more, some will be less. Kenny Walker's above. Like in terms of running backs, Chuba Hubbard is up there. They got Hubbard at 15%. It's insanity to me. Like the 3 of the top 4 owned players are running backs, and it's not Derrick Henry at 1. It's Jordan Mason, Kyron Williams, Jaden Reed, Derrick Henry, Nico Collins. That's your top 5 owned, projected to be owned.
Wow. All right, so the highest owned running back. Sorry, I got a little lost there. The highest projected owned running back is who?
Jordan Mason.
Jordan Mason.
Jordan Mason's 1, Kyron Williams 2.
I can't figure out Kyron Williams to save my life.
He's it. He's their only offensive weapon. That's why.
Okay, he was their only offensive weapon last year. He scored 20 points.
Mm-hmm.
Or last week, excuse me. And now he's $300 more expensive in a significantly worse.
I think this
script.
this is a this is an overreaction to Green Bay last week, who played spectacular. It was Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones to me was the easiest play on the board. The second easiest was Chase Brown, and I'm so sad that I didn't get to say that on this show.
Dubs actually mentioned Chase Brown. He was trying to figure out how to get him in, and I was disappointed we couldn't get you on to talk about it because 2 tutties.
Chase Brown was I made a lot of the cash last week.
Love that.
Um,
All right, so we got two cheap running backs. So who's your quarterback then? Or one cheap running back, one expensive. So where are you going at quarterback?
for me, there's only two. You said one of them. That's Jordan Love.
Yep,
You're going to tell me I'm crazy on the other one.
probably not.
Trevor Lawrence.
I don't hate that.
Trevor Lawrence, over the history of his career, has killed one thing: zone. He
And
has
that's yeah.
crushed zone, and that's all Indianapolis plays. They don't do it very well.
So are
And
you playing the
I love him with Brian Thomas today.
I was going to say with BTJ?
I heard somebody look. Basically, the only thing I've been getting fantasy football wise is fantasy football radio
Yeah,
on my way to and from the station.
absolutely.
I heard Matthew Berry say this the other day that if he had a cooler name, we would be talking about him in the Rookie of the Year discussion. And I thought that was really stupid when I heard it. And then the more I thought about it, the more I went, that's actually not a terrible point. His
Yeah.
name is just so mundane. And then you see Roma Dunze and Malik Neighbors and Marvin Harrison Jr. And Brian Thomas just kind of falls into the ether.
He
I
does.
love Brian Thomas today. I think it's a great play. I think he's going to eviscerate Indianapolis. Because they
I don't hate
are
that at all.
good.
I don't the Jags are going to be behind. They're not great. And if they're ahead, I don't think they're going to stop. They need a get right game more than anybody. Like right now, I don't think there's anybody in the league that needs this more than them in terms of expectation versus where they are.
I agree with you. All right, we have our first super chat of the day. I don't have like a cute sound for that.
Two claps and a Ric Flair. Woo!
Bingo. Stephen Towle asked Wandale Robinson, Jordan Whittington, or Tank Dell. I'm going to assume he means Tank Dell and not Tank Spencer.
I would hope so.
Um, for me, that falls into game script.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like 47.5 for Bills Texans is woefully low.
Okay.
So I would go Tank Dell.
I think Tank Dell is where I would like to be. Wandale's my close to. They're going to be behind in that game.
I agree. And with no Malik Neighbors, you got to throw to somebody.
Wandale's been the target share anyway. He's been
No
the guy.
doubt.
He had 11 receptions last game, which is just stupid. He's not going to get a ton of yards and he probably won't score, but on volume alone, he's going to make up for it. I like Wandale. Very close, but Tank Dell he's a great player. He's $5,400 on DraftKings.
Dave, as you know, I have been out of the sports news cycle. I've been in the newsy cycle.
Yes.
So I have to ask you a question. If I missed this, I'm not sure. Did Breece Hall go blind sometime in the last 2 weeks?
I don't know. I traded him.
Because he can't see a hole to save his life. I mean, it's pathetic. It is absolutely pathetic how bad Breece Hall has been.
Remember when you had Michael Carter, the running back, not the defensive player?
Yes.
And he was pretty good. And then they were like, we're going to get Breece Hall. And they were like, he's better. We like him better. And now Breece Hall can't find any holes. I wonder if you just overshot that gap. Could have stuck with Michael Carter, who was fine.
Well, I mean, Breece Hall's certainly more talented than Michael Carter. That's for me. That's not even close.
Only
the problem is
eyes.
that your coaching staff is so stupid. They have no idea how to run anything that's not a trap right behind the guard's ass.
Somebody should get them a playbook.
They're also going to get Aaron Rodgers killed.
Yeah, I don't love that for him. I don't love that at all.
I would like to hit Nathaniel Hackett in the face with a yard rake. I feel like that would make me feel a lot better.
This is prime wiffle bat time, isn't it? Aren't we getting up there?
Hey, Aaron Rodgers over 60,000 passing yards. Yay, on a little flip out to Tyler Conklin. Whoopie
That's not helpful.
woo.
So you got Brian Thomas Jr., BTJ, and Trevor Lawrence, your quarterback stack that you like. I do love the Jordan Love, Jaden Reed. I think that's going to be a standout today. It's also going to be high owned. I think it'll
For
be high
sure.
owned.
I think Trevor Lawrence is the shade.
He's
That is the
absolutely the
fade
shade.
off
Yeah,
of the highly owned.
absolutely. Uh, Tight end whisperer, we need your help. What the hell has happened to tight ends lately that are not named Brock Bowers? What had happened?
Well, you just don't have a lot of guys that you can count on week to week.
None, not one. It's been Brock Bowers has been great. He's been it for the most part, and even then, it's like 6 or 7 points, and you're like, oh, that'll do. Dalton Kincaid was okay.
Can you
The
name the
whole
top 6 scoring tight ends in fantasy football right now?
no,
PPR.
no, there's no way I could. Uh, is Hunter Henry on the list? Like, it's
Hunter
been
Henry is
bad.
14.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Put it this way, Travis Kelsey is 12. He hasn't scored 16 points in a game yet.
It's ugly. Is Kittle up there?
Kittle's 2, and he missed
Okay.
a game.
Cole Kmet.
He is 4.
Okay. Trey McBride.
Trey is 8 and or tied for 7, and he missed a game.
Christ. Tucker Kraft.
Tucker Kraft is 11.
No, I don't like that. God, I have no idea who's won. Who's won?
Dallas Goddard.
That's all from that for that one game.
Dallas Goddard has 27 points in 1 week and 27 points for the rest of the season, and that's enough for tight end 1.
Yeah,
he's
got
to
one
tell
game.
you all going into this season that there are a million usable tight ends. What I didn't quite expect was that none of them were going to be any good.
No good, like not even a little bit.
You have to hit. Okay, so over the course of this season, in week 1 we had Isaiah Likely with 26 points. There were 4 other tight ends that broke 10. Week 2, we had 4 guys, McBride, Bowers, Henry, Kittle, that scored more than 18. Every other tight end not named Mike Gesicki scored 11 or less. Week 3, excuse me, Goddard and Cole Kmet had 27, 25 and a half. Nobody else broke 16. Last week, the high-scoring tight end was...
I can't even think of it.
You said his name a minute ago.
Tucker Kraft.
Tucker Kraft with 17. I'm playing Tucker Kraft this week. The snap count's just too damn high.
Yeah.
And Jordan Love's throwing a lot.
A ton.
Now, look, he ain't throwing 54 times again.
No, probably not. Tucker Kraft is an easy play. He's also the highest projected owned tight end. Him and Dalton Kincaid. I think in this case you just have to kind of eat it.
No doubt. If you're playing Jordan Love, I feel like you have to play Tucker Kraft. Because you don't have any of the... I mean, Kittle is a 4 o'clock kick. You don't know if he's going to play. McBride is questionable and was just downgraded yesterday. That always makes me nervous when they're downgraded the day before.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You got Bowers and Kincaid. Njoku and Ingram are both questionable. I don't really expect either one of them to play. And then you get into the Likely, Kmet, Schultz.
I don't like any of that. It's all gross.
It's gross.
It's all gross. Tight end has been the hardest position this year, bar none, because there's no consistency. Not one little bit of consistency. It's ugly, and I don't even know you don't know what to do with it. There's nothing you can do with it.
Dave, would you like to hear the jettiest thing you'll ever hear in your life?
Yes, I would.
Sauce Gardner just got decapitated by Quincy Williams.
But don't they?
They play on the same team.
That's the same team.
Mm-hmm.
They
play for the
both
same
they
team.
both were the. That's the opposite of the guys you're supposed to hit.
This is the worst coach team I've ever seen in my life. Legitimately. I mean, I was here with Rich Kotite. Robert Saleh and Nathaniel Hackett are worse than that. We have a super chat from our buddy Soaring Eagle.
Let's go.
Flex 3. Bye weeks and injuries killed me. No JT, no Shakir, no Devontae Smith, no Hawk, no Chubb, almost no B-Rob. Tucker Kraft, Jordan Whittington, Trey Tucker, Trey Sermon, or Kareem Hunt. I am really high on one of those, but I'm going to let you answer it first.
Okay, say that again.
Tucker Kraft.
Jordan
Whittington, Trey Tucker, Trey Sermon, Kareem Hunt.
Yeah. And we're taking 3 of those 5?
Yep.
I will take Kareem Hunt.
I will too.
I will take Tucker Kraft.
I will too. This is where we're going to disagree. I have a funny feeling.
And I'll take Whittington.
I'll take Trey Tucker. I love Trey Tucker to hit a deep shot, and it may be on an end around. I don't know. They have nothing outside of Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers, and neither one of those guys beat you deep. Neither one of them.
Inactives are starting to come in slowly. So slowly. This has never happened before, but always so slowly.
By the way, how is Trey Tucker still only 4,100 on DraftKings?
I don't know.
He's had 15 and 22 in the last 2 weeks, and he's 4,100 on DraftKings. That feels like a free spot on the wheel to me.
I also like that it's a late game.
I do too. I like having somebody in the late games.
Got to have someone in the late games. Actually, this lineup is going to be... I have a lineup that's majority late game that I'm going to give you guys for free because we appreciate you. We do appreciate you. And yeah, I think that you need to have a lot. I think late game is always the way to go if you can. You'll get something inevitably that hits or clicks there. This is all late game. All late game. You ready for this?
Yep.
Jordan Love at quarterback. Derrick Henry, DeAndre Swift, as mentioned before. Jaden Reed at wide receiver. Wan'Dale Robinson at wide receiver. Trey Tucker at wide receiver. Tucker Kraft at tight end. Mason as your flex. And that leaves you with 2,900 for defense. Your pick. You can go Patriots. You can go Bills.
New England
Patriots. Go Jags.
New England Patriots.
I take the Patriots. That's who I had in there. And that's your freebie.
The New England Patriots. By the way, your freebie looks shockingly like one of my lineups.
Yeah, well, it's a good lineup. And that's all late games. So you're going to get a ton of late action. You're going to be way behind and you're going to climb up the board after. Okay. Who are we looking for inactives here? No Evan Ingram for Jacksonville. Not surprised there. No Dameon Pierce, no Mixon for Houston. Still. Oh, no Dorian Thompson-Robinson for Cleveland.
Oh, shoot.
No DTR season.
Oh, shoot.
And Jamari Thrash, who I know you were all really looking forward to slamming in your lineups. No Trent Irwin for the Bengals, so you can get that off there. No Tanner Hudson. No Tanner McLaughlin. Do you have a tight end in Cincinnati?
No Sheldon Rankins either.
No Sheldon Rankins.
Yep, so feel free to fire up Derrick Henry.
Yeah, fire up Derrick Henry. Nothing crazy in Baltimore.
The Houston Texans have Dare Ogunbowale and Cam Akers at running back, and nothing else.
Yep, that's it. No Khalil Shakir, but we knew that. No Ed Oliver. No Teron Johnson. No Austin Johnson. No Will Clapp. No Ulo Foshio. And no Taylor Rapp. So the defense killed in Buffalo, but they'll still find a way to be competitive.
Yeah, other than that, I'm not seeing anything that's really sending me. I mean, no Velus Jones for the Bears. Woo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whew. The Buccaneers are murdered.
Yeah, they really are. They already played, so.
I keep looking at that going, how the hell did you keep that game that close?
It's Baker. Baker
I,
season, baby.
oh, God. Please stop that. Baker season.
It's not
Jesus.
Baker season.
No Noah Brown for Washington. I know he was. Eventually, he is going to be up for the Washington Commanders, and he is going to be good at football.
No, he's going to be up for the Las Vegas Raiders when they trade him after they get Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams going to the Jets, whether I like it or not. And at this point, I think Aaron Rodgers could have Calvin Johnson, Jerry Rice, and Jesus, and I'm not sure he could throw for 300 yards.
No. No, it's not looking great.
Yeah. The teams have just figured out, hey, send 1,000,000 people. And Sauce Gardner's going to the locker room, probably with a concussion, after he got decapitated by his own player.
That's the Patrick Mahomes treatment.
Ugh.
I saw you were going for that. Let me go ahead and take you out.
Ugh. This team just disgusts me.
They're so bad. They're so bad.
I mean, and there's nothing that goes down the field ever.
But this is what I am also watching. I like the Patriots aren't going down the field ever. And now we're starting we're not starting Ramondre because he fumbled.
You want to know why you don't give your offense to a quarterback and say, hey, you figure it out? It's because it winds up looking like this.
It's so bad.
I know
It's
for
so
a fact Aaron Rodgers is calling half of these plays. And he's so frustrated with everybody else. Bro, it's on you. A lot of this is on you.
Oh, it's fully on him. It's fully on him. I don't see how it is in any other way.
Gambit said, it could be worse. You could have lost to the Oh.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. How about that? A game that set back football 50 years.
Oh. I thought the Broncos were done doing that.
The Broncos, they're bad. You
They're
can
not
keep
good
winning
at all.
games. It's fine. You're bad.
You know there's bad teams in football when every week I look at the power rankings and the Patriots aren't on the bottom. And I keep thinking, how is that possible? And then I remember other teams are playing. They're way worse. They're down there, but they're down there. Get your questions in. Don't feel like you can't ask anything. Well, doesn't have to be DFS.
There's a name you haven't said yet, and I'm not. I'm a little curious as to why.
Let's hear it.
DK Metcalf.
Oh. So with DK, he has been spectacular for the better part of 3 games. He's been totally phenomenal. I don't know who's gonna block him. I don't know what's gonna happen with it. His game log reads like this: 5'9", 31, 23, and 19. And now he's $7,000. And do I think he's going to have a good game? Probably. Giants are awful.
I mean, who's going to defend him?
Nobody's going to defend him, but I think Kenny Walker gets the share there.
God, and I don't like Kenny Walker this week. I do not like Kenny Walker. You said he was going to be high owned, and I got really excited.
Yeah, he's going to be high owned because the Giants. It's the Giants.
And all right, so I get that. But you understand the strength of the Giants is the front 7.
They're 15th against the run.
15th is not
halfway.
Awful.
It's halfway. It's not great. It's not bad. I don't know. I'm not. Look, I have.
Aaron's down. Aaron's down.
Oh, that's not
Aaron
good.
Rodgers is down. He ain't getting up. I knew it was coming. It had to. This looks like a quad.
Sure you getting Devontae Adams?
Oh no, no, not after this. Oh, and that doesn't that. Oh man, he's screaming.
Yeah.
Oh, he's screaming. That turned the wrong way.
Hey, you get 2 wins out of it, hey? How about that?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's
One
awful.
one vintage Rogers, Alan Lazard touchdown in the middle, down the middle against the Niners. Like
Oh, we
you
got
got
one game. We got one game. That's the jettiest shit I've ever seen in my life. I
Oh, it
hate
is
this team.
so
I do.
miserable.
I hate this team. You know. All right. So sorry. I haven't been on air in a while, so
Get it out. Get it out.
I, you know, there are times that your team blows dead bears, but you love
Hmm.
them. I hate this team so much.
I get it.
Every player on this team, Sauce whining all the time, Garrett Wilson whining all the time, Aaron Rodgers rolling his eyes constantly. Oh God, Brandon Powell just got killed. Um, I hate this coaching staff. I hate these players. I hate this team. It's hard for me to even watch because I hate them all to such a point. It's like it's on all of you, and you just want to blame everybody else.
It's everybody else's fault.
I just, I hate this team. I hate him. I hate him. Oh, Aaron's back up. He was dead a minute ago, but he's back up. Here comes Alan Lazard and Aaron Lazarus. Oh, God, I hate this team so fucking much.
They're so bad.
I hate them. I hate them. Anyway, all right, let's talk about things that don't piss me off.
Oh, that might be tough.
A Gambit fan asked, what evil voodoo hex has been cast on this team for them to suffer so? I've already told you this. I answered this question. Joe Namath sold his soul to Satan on the streets of Miami, Florida, in January of 1969 for us to win the Super Bowl. And as long as he walks this earth, we're just cast in the sea of misery.
Nothing you can do about it.
It's
I don't know.
oh, I hate this team so much. Okay, fantasy football things.
Got an IDP question from Soaring Eagle.
Oh boy,
Kyle Duggar's out. He's at IDP flex after Jalen Petre and Jalen Thompson. Do I start Troy Reader, Jeremy Chin, Kyle Van Noy, or Odafe Owe?
Kyle Van Noy's been like low key really good.
I like Kyle Van Noy a lot.
He's been low key very very good.
He will absolutely get those tackles. He'll get you tackles. He's in on everything. Like he finds the play. He finds the ball.
I would go with Kyle Van Noy.
I think I like Kyle Van Noy a lot. I don't hate the Troy Reader play either.
I don't either.
But I think Kyle Van Noy and then Reader as my backup there. Jono with a half PPR question. Choose 3. Wandale, Hunt, Coleman, Judy, or Javonte Williams.
I'm assuming that Coleman's Keon Coleman.
It is Keon. I would hope so.
Wandale Hunt and
It's Javonte Williams, my third.
Javonte Williams.
That's my third. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't trust Jerry Jeudy as long as the quarterback is Deshaun Watson.
What a miserable team that is. I don't know if football knows what it's doing.
All they are is the New York Jets in orange. Like, that's it. They're the same team. Your defense is supposed to be so good. It's not.
It's not.
You paid all this money for a quarterback. He sucks.
He does. He's awful.
And Aaron's killed again.
Why do you get
Rodgers
back?
literally gets hit so often every week that I feel like there should be a madam wearing latex smacking his ass with a ping pong paddle. Like, you almost have to like it to get hit this often.
There's no way he likes that.
He don't like that. Kirk Cousins, he don't like that.
He don't like that. There's no way he does. was telling you before the show, they're literally sacrificing Jacoby Brissett in New England. I feel like they're doing the same thing with Aaron here in New York or today in London. I feel like they're just giving them. They're like, this is our sacrifice. Get us back to the promised land. Get us something. I don't know who you're going to draft this year, but it might be a quarterback.
Oh, oh God, it's so funny you said that. So I got a call. I can't remember what day this was. I got a call on my cell phone asking me
Mhm.
to rank the quarterbacks in this class 1 to 5.
Okay.
And when I gave them my ranking, the guy on the other end of the phone just went, "Oh, that's different." Um, yeah, because they all suck. Like, I mean, there's not really one that I feel great about.
It's not a great QB class,
No, it's terrible.
especially after this last season's QB class comes out.
Well, and this past season's class is not all that good. 3 of them hadn't played a snap.
One of
Uh,
them's dead.
One of them's awful. You got one superstar.
One, you got one.
You hit on 1 of 6. Awesome.
He's going to be real good if they can protect him. I feel good for Terry McLaurin for once.
You should. I mean, look, M. Stone said Washington or Cleveland may upset Washington today. I don't see that, but it wouldn't stun me. I feel like the momentum behind Washington's getting a little bit insane.
A little bit.
I mean, I've seen people have them in the top 5, which is okay. Let's calm it down.
I think that they will regress a bit to the mean. I don't think that they're a runaway. I think that everybody keeps comparing them to CJ Stroud's season. It's not even close. CJ Stroud had more than 4,000 yards. He's the fifth or sixth quarterback as a rookie to ever do that. It's not a long list. I don't think we're getting 2 in back-to-back years. He doesn't throw for a lot of yards, but he's accurate, and that helps. And then he scrambles better than a lot of the other guys we see. Usually, what we've seen is guys run first. He runs second, which I
Yes,
like.
that's
Well,
it's
I
one of
like
the
a
things I
lot.
saw on tape with him
Yeah,
that made me. He was my #1 quarterback in the class,
understandably so. What this is the opposite of what you got with Justin Fields, where it was like Justin Fields is run first.
no doubt.
Is I gotta get out of here. Someone's coming to get me. Boogeyman or the Candy Man or someone. Someone's coming. And Daniels will stand in the pocket and he'll throw a pass first, an accurate one, which helps. And then he'll run if he has to. Once he finishes his reads, he's gone. But it's no doubt to me.
By the way, I'd be remiss if I didn't point out that Jaden Daniels is almost on pace for 4,000 yards passing.
Almost.
He's a little shy, but not by much.
I don't think he gets there.
I don't know.
I think he gets close, but I don't think he gets there.
I don't know. I think he's really, really, really good.
3,800 yards.
Yeah,
And as a rookie, that would be outstanding.
no doubt. And he has 1 turnover total.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't do the things we don't want you to do and do the things we do. He's got that figured out.
Let's see. Kelvin Joyner asked Greg Dortch or Jordan Whittington today.
My gut says play Whittington, but Arizona's really trying to make Greg Dortch a thing. So I
Well,
don't
he's
know.
been a thing for them for what feels like 100 years. I think it's been 2.
Yeah.
But I would Whittington is just opportunity cost.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Whittington.
I mean, they got to throw it to somebody, and he's probably going to be a lot of somebody.
He will get the targets. I don't know if he's going to get the yards. He'll get targets.
And
That's why you love PPR.
Oh, no doubt. That's why everybody should be playing PPR. There was another question in there too, and I am not sure where it went. Oh, Stephen Tao said Deshaun Watson was never good. Propped up in a bad division.
Yeah, I don't argue with that. He's awful.
I would gristle at. I would gristle at that a little bit.
I don't think he's okay. So in Houston, he had two great seasons. Like great. And then it was all bad from there. He had a couple of mediocre, like couple of like pretty good, but he did some fun things. Apparently he did a lot of fun things at massage parlors, but or at least he wanted to. Um, but I would say that he's not anywhere near the quarterback he used to be. And I don't know if that's a scheme fit. I don't know what that is. I don't know what
Scheme
you're
fit with
planning.
Stefanski's always been terrible.
I don't understand how you. I'll never understand drafting it. So say what you want about old grizzled Bill. He always drafted a guy that fit the scheme. Uh, at least tried to until he got senile and started reaching for fifth round picks in the first. Um, you play the guy that fits the scheme. You don't play a guy and then like go, you're going to adapt, figure this out. Like, especially at quarterback, you got to build around that guy. Baltimore does this great. Baltimore said, all right, Lamar Jackson's our guy. Let's build around Lamar. We don't see that with Deshaun. They're not like, what are you good at? They're just like, this is what you're going to do. Deal with it. But he hasn't shown any like ability to come out of that and like really like take over a game. When have you seen the Deshaun Watson like take over a game?
Oh, that guy's gone. I see a good throw every now and then.
That's the problem. Sam Darnold is better than Deshaun Watson. True or false? Like today.
Say it again.
Sam Darnold is better than Deshaun Watson. True or false?
Fact.
Right. 4 years ago, you wouldn't have said that. You might have said that, but
I would have said that because I'm a Sam Darnold truther, and
yes,
I've served to be right.
He just needed the opportunity, but ugly. Ugly. It's an ugly situation in Cleveland, and it looks like they're trying to find a way to get out, but I don't know if they're going to get out. I think you're just kind of going to have to eat it. Third in the AFC North. Woof. No one wants to win that division. Not on purpose.
It's ugh.
The Steelers. The Steelers are your leading team. Come on. Come on.
That division just sucks.
It's so bad. It's not good. Got any other questions kicking around there? What's your high ceiling, low floor play of the day? If you haven't already mentioned, you got a flyer you want to take on somebody today?
Oh, that's a good question.
Somebody sitting out there that you're like, I don't think anybody's playing him, and someone should be.
So you're asking for my Chase Brown of this week?
Who's your Chase Brown of this week?
I feel like Cam Akers has dutied in people's soup so many times that nobody's going to play him. And this might be the week that you should.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all.
Is there anything to this Ramondre Stevenson sitting behind Antonio Gibson? Because I think that might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Other than it's the dumbest thing you've ever heard?
It's real dumb.
I think this is Gerard Mayo saying that don't fumble. He's trying to be hard. He's not that guy. You don't have to do that. Ramondre's the better of the backs,
No doubt.
and I don't understand why you would do this. I think if anything, this is one of those situations where it's like you're not starting, but he comes off the bench and he gets more carries. Like you're telling me you're not going to give that guy the ball? I think he gets in probably in the second series. Might get in the first. It might be one of those where he's like, all right, I started. Gibson's got the ball first handoff, and then it's like flip. He's been fine, and he hasn't been bad. It's not that he's been like a bad back, but he's not a number one. Ramondre is. Ramondre's probably top 10 running back in the league. Easy, I think. And I don't know why you wouldn't. You just paid him. You're going to play him. Like, what are we doing here?
Bill Belichick said it was Tank that told the Patriots to do that.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because he
Yeah, that
believes
makes
so
sense.
much in Antonio Gibson.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
That maths.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Can I'll do it going into the fourth quarter. Yeah, high upside, low floor. I'm trying to give you one at every position.
It's hard.
I like Jerome Ford more this week than I should.
He's dutied in everybody's punch bowl
Yeah,
far too often.
and he has, and I'm not sure that I care.
Yeah.
Washington is one of those defenses that I look at and go, how in the world are you beating teams? Because I cannot figure it out. I'll throw the flag. Of course you're going to. I hate Justin Jefferson so much. He pushes off on every play. And then when the corner responds, it's PI on them.
Yeah.
I'm going to level with you. All right, so Tank's not here to piss me off talking about this. This is what I saw from Justin Jefferson in college.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he does it on every single play. I have never seen him run a route that he did not push off. And what I thought when I evaluated him is he's going to get to the NFL and he will lead the NFL in offensive pass interferences. But apparently we don't ever call that. The receiver is allowed to full arm extend both hands, and it does not matter.
Doesn't matter.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not ideal.
Anyway, enough bitching. High upside, I would say Jerome Ford or Cam Akers would be my high upside running back. If I'm looking at high upside, low floor, I love Dontavian Wicks.
Yeah, I think that Wicks is going to
targets last week.
Yeah, I know.
That is nanners. I also really like Alec Pierce. And if I was going lighter than that, you're going to say I'm crazy because you're a fan of this team. Pop Douglas has to have a day at some point. He's too good not to.
I know he is.
I don't think Scott Zolak knows that. You should probably call him and tell him that.
I'm going to have to call him and tell him that. It's ugly. I don't know what's going to happen there. I need someone to talk to. Mr. Mayo. Jacoby's not throwing the ball down the field. Guys are open. We've been watching the All 22. Dubs and I have been watching the All 22. I see open receivers with no quarterback throwing the ball. I don't know if he's scared or is told don't turn it over or what, but I hate it. I hate it. I'd really like someone to tell them stop.
A Gamut fan said offensive pass interference doesn't exist. Same as an uncatchable ball. I get no disagreement from me. I look at some of these and go, did he have a pogo stick? Because he would have needed that to catch that ball.
Oh, they don't care about that. You know that. Come on now. Uncatchable ball? No way.
No, those don't exist. Let's see. Danny Finsfan said, I can't believe I'm asking this, but Colby Parkinson or Mark Andrews? I'd play Colby Parkinson, and I wouldn't think about it all that much.
Don't look back. Just play it and go.
Mark Andrews is not playing, which is insane. I mean, he's got a helmet. He can go out there. He's just not.
He's just not.
Bill Buttigieg with the stat of the day. Let's play a game. Which player has more touchdowns? Travis Kelce, Jalen Waddle, or Andrew Van Ginkel?
Oh, gross.
It's actually a trick question because Andrew Van Ginkel has as many as Kelce and Waddle combined.
What a time. What a time to be alive, hey?
Can I make a sweeping declaration that's sure to go wrong?
Please do.
The Jets are going to find some way to come back and win this game. I don't know how they're going to do it. I have no idea how they're going to do it. But just to piss me off, they're going to find a way to come back and win this game. And I have a weird feeling it's going to be a Sam Darnold interception. Oh,
So
I've watched Sam do this a few times. That's right. There's what changed with Sam. He learned how to do what he just did, which is, all right, when you start doing the spin around and all this bullshit, don't throw it across your body. Throw it out of bounds. Michael Clemens, could you stop doing that? Anyway.
he can't. He can't.
I didn't get to bitch about the Jets last week.
Listen, you're allowed to bitch about the Jets. You haven't had time to talk about anything. Is there anything else you need to talk about?
Well,
get it out there.
I do need to, just thank all of the people that have said such kind things about Tank and Mark and myself and all the guys that are doing the coverage. Mark Starling has slept in our studio since this flood happened. He has not slept in his house since the flood happened.
It's crazy.
He's been on an air mattress in our conference room for 9 days, 10 days.
Unreal.
It's been insane times. But you see the best of people in a situation like this.
Oh, absolutely.
We have we have a couple guys we're calling the Chainsaw Brothers that are just showing up at people's houses and cutting trees off their houses for nothing.
This is when you will see the best and the worst in humanity. You see people coming together in communities. You also see scumbags trying to resell things that are soaked in sewage on Marketplace, trying to make their bucks. It's kind of a mixed bag
We've
up
gotten
there.
some calls that people are taking. Somebody was taking supplies from one of these relief efforts and then selling them on eBay for some insane markup.
Yep. You will see that.
You suck at life.
They really
life
do.
Better.
They should life better, but they won't. They won't.
Stone said Chainsaw Brothers. That's awesome. We're actually going to start a business for them. Amy's going to write their insurance, and I'm going to do their marketing. They've been such an unbelievable help.
Yeah, I did reach out to the Buccaneers to see if they could do something for Tanker, but no response. The Jets are doing nothing for you, buddy. They went to London to
yeah, they're just pissing me off.
Shit in your punch bowl. That's all they said they would do.
They're just pissing me off.
They knew you were watching. That's all.
We've had a couple questions for Battle for the Belt. Battle for the Belt will come back next week.
Yeah.
We have too many people that have too many other things on their mind and too many people still without internet and
got to get everybody back up and running first,
for sure,
or at least some sort of normal before we get back into Battle for the Belt. But we'll see. It'll be back. It'll be back. Don't worry. Get your DFS lines in. Get your fantasy lines in. You saw that fantasy trade I made, the Dynasty League?
I saw it, but I don't remember it.
It was phenomenal is what it was. I traded AJ Brown, Drake London, and Brees Hall, and I got Mike Evans, Saquon Barkley, Tyreek Hill, and two 2025 first round picks.
Good Lord.
It was a good haul. I mean, Drake London didn't help me last week by going off. Mike Evans had a good day, 2 tutties, but like not as good. He had 23, and I think London had like 30 something points. But I still ended up with Barkley out of that, who is, if Derrick Henry didn't exist in this world, would be the number one running back in the NFL right now. Plus 2 firsts next year. Give me all your first round picks, Dynasty. Go ahead. Go ahead. How's Scott Fishbowl going? You haven't had any update. We haven't had any updates on that.
I am 5-3 actually.
There you go.
Yeah, I had the 1 week where I couldn't set my lineup and I lost. I am 5-1 outside of that week, but or no, that's not true. I beat the mean score that week. I was 0-2 the first week because I didn't know it wasn't I didn't know it wasn't best ball.
Right.
But other than that, team's pretty good. Helps that I have Sam Darnold. That's not terrible.
MVP of the league right now. I'm kidding.
Sam ED MVP. He's currently 5th in MVP odds. Just throwing that out there.
The funniest odds I saw was the Commanders were plus 260 to win their division.
Which really says more about how dog shit their division is. And their division is bad.
Cowboys Steelers going to be like knuckle dragger today.
Yep. I want nothing. I want none of it.
No.
Kay asked Dalton Schultz or Isaiah Likely.
Oh. Schultz. I don't trust anything on that Ravens offense not named Derrick Henry.
I would agree, but it's really close.
It is. I don't see how you.
I didn't do rankings this week, but I think if I had, they would have been right on top of each other.
It's close. I don't love it. I don't love anything that they have on the go right now. It concerns me greatly that they don't have an offensive identity. Last week, they didn't throw to Zay Flowers hardly at all. He's their best wide receiver. What are we even doing? I don't get it. Gambit says that's my shitty division.
Not cousin Colin said, Jeremy, I fear Adams may be coming to New Orleans. I've actually heard the same thing. The Raiders are insane on what they want. Mark Davis won't sign off on anything that doesn't include a second-round pick. They were willing to, out of the kindness of their heart, they were willing to accept Garrett Wilson in his stead. Which, thank you for that. That's awfully sweet of you, but you pissed down the road. The offer I heard from the Raiders was a second-round pick and Braylon Allen, and you could kiss my whole ass.
Yeah.
Stoned asked for an anytime tutty parlay with a super chat. Let me get to DraftKings Sportsbook and see if I can find you one of those. I'm going to go super deep here, just so you know.
That's what we want. Just so you're aware, on Bet365, they don't even have Derrick Henry as an option to bet.
Really?
Yeah. They've just taken his he has no lines.
Okay. Anytime touchdown scorer. Doop.
We're going to go deep dive here.
Anytime tutty scorer. All right. I will go anytime with DeAndre Swift. Derrick Henry's minus 170 to score a touchdown at some point.
Yeah.
You got about $170 to win 100.
Yep.
That's dumb. I will go Josh Allen,
Ooh.
Brian Thomas Jr. And you know what? I'm going to break the poodle rule. We're going to give this dog a fifth leg with Trey Tucker. That pays on a $5 wager pays $576.52.
So you had Swift, Henry, Allen, and Tucker? No, I'm missing
And
one.
Brian Thomas Jr.
Brian Thomas Jr., BTJ.
Holy God, that Vikings fan right there never told his children he loved them.
No.
That dude looks like he. Holy good Lord. Vikings with probably the death nail field goal that's going up now. And good. Will Reichard's a really good kicker.
Yeah. Disappointed in this game.
100%.
I
K
thought-
has Derek Carr or Dak Prescott.
Ooh, Derek Carr.
I agree.
He will throw an interception. Don't worry about that.
No
but
doubt.
but Dak is not. Not touching that game.
Mm-mm.
As aforementioned. Yuck.
Gross.
Yeah, it's a big gross game.
All right. If we don't have, let's see. I don't see any more questions. Jerome Ford at plus 145. Christian Kirk at plus 200. I personally like Brian Thomas Jr. better than Kirk, but I understand where you're going.
Same. Yep.
Kirk has been really good at splitting deep zone.
Yep.
That's not really what it is that Indianapolis struggles with. Indianapolis struggles with that outside receiver that can just sit down on the outside.
Yeah.
Which is why I like Brian Thomas Jr. All right, I'm not seeing any more questions.
We get out of here.
Yeah, I will. Like I said, I will try to get some sports content out this week. That is my goal. We've got so many things going on here that it's difficult. As for when the show returns daily, I will put that out on social media. I'm hoping to have an answer on that Tuesday. We're doing what we have to do right now.
100%.
So,
Dubs and I will be live on Wednesdays as per usual with our usual content.
yes. And Dave, we appreciate you for picking up slack where we have been unable to. You have
Doing
been
what
an
we can.
absolute godsend. And for everybody else, I'm Jeremy Green. He's David Smith, and we'll see you.